Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm Cheryl. This is Your Journey Yoga. We are going to do some wonderful lazy yoga today. That's just going to get the body to relax, your mind to quiet, the blood to flow, movement, mobility, and just some sense of peace. So I offer an opportunity. Grab whatever you need. If you would like a bolster, a pillow, a blanket, something to keep you warm. It's cold, cold, cold today. So if you're someplace warm and sunny, I'm a little envious. But grab whatever you need real quick and then come on back to your mat. And let's join this wonderful lazy yoga today. So today we are going to start on our back. And we're going to remain on our back a fair amount. So I want you to take a second, place yourself on the mat so you've got plenty of room behind you, and just slowly, slowly lower yourself back. And just draw the knees in towards your chest. Shift the hands to the shins just below your knees. Pull them in nice and tight. And then as you exhale, gently release. Inhale, pull it in. And gently release. This time take a big breath in. And as you exhale, pull it in. Inhale, release. And exhale, pull it in. We're going to do that one more time. Just moving at the pace of your breath. Inhale, slowly release. And exhale, pull it in. This time, let's lift the upper body. A little tuck of your chin. Hands can remain at the shins, or you're welcome to reach down towards your heels. Find your breath. And then slowly let those hands slide along the shins as that upper body comes back down to rest. Let's place that left foot to the mat and then the right. And let's open up those feet just about the width of your mat or beyond. And we're just going to gently let the knees fall to the left. Hands can be out to a T, or you can rest them on your hips, back through center and over to the right. And back through center. So we're just kind of tick-tocking back and forth. Side to side. Nothing super fast, guys. But just notice as those knees shift side to side, do you have a little more range of motion on one side versus the other? Or are they pretty even? So we are working to correct those imbalances within the body. Now recognize that your body, your right side versus the left side, are not built the same. We're just not even made the same. So, of course, your muscles, if you prefer one side over the other, right? You're right-handed, you're left-handed. You have a little bit more awareness, a little more strength, a little more flexibility on one side versus the other. That's very normal. So we're just working to correct those imbalances, right? So have a little sense of humor. Don't judge. This time, let's take those knees to the left and we're going to hold it to the left. And we're going to let those knees just be super heavy. We're going to turn and take our gaze out over that right arm with a little tuck of your chin down towards your right collarbone. Feeling that stretch through the hip, down the IT band, into the quadricep. That lower back getting a little love. Now let's slowly shift those knees to center as we lift our gaze to center. And then let those knees gently fall to the right. And we're going to hold it to the right. And we turn and take our gaze out over that left arm. And just let your chin naturally come down towards your collarbone. A gentle spinal rotation through that lower lumbar region of your spine. Great stretch through the hip joint, that IT band. But nothing crazy intense. And gently bring your gaze back towards center. And let's just heel toe those feet in once and bring the knees to gently touch. Let's lift those arms, fingertips pointing towards the sky, and then we're going to slowly lower the arms overhead, back of the hands, gently coming to the mat. Now you might notice some tension going on in the shoulders. That's totally fine. Just make sure there's no pain. Inhale, lift those fingertips, small the back, stays pressing into the mat. Rotate your palms towards one another and open those arms out to a T, back of the hands to the floor. Inhale, lift the fingertips. Turn your palms towards your feet and slowly lower it back down. Now, as we bring those back, the hands to the mat, we're going to slowly bend the elbows down to shoulder height, hands right in line with those elbows, and see if you can open up through the chest. Now, if you have some shoulders that you're taking care of, guys, if you've had injuries or you just noticed that, wow, all right, range of motion in the shoulders needs a little love. It's just knowledge. Now lift your fingertips towards the sky, but keep the elbows down, triceps against the floor. And then we're going to slowly lower the palms towards the floor. Notice if those shoulders need to lift. If they need to lift, it's okay. And again, there's no pain. We don't want any pain. A challenging stretch. Yep. Fingertips back up towards the sky, and then slowly let the back of the hands come back towards the ground. Inhaling it back up, fingertips towards the sky, small the back stays pressing into the mat, and we bring those palms down as best we can. They may not get all the way down. It's absolutely fine. If you have a block, you can actually put blocks down by where your palms would touch, and that will give you that sense of completion, of touching the floor and allowing yourself to really sink into that stretch. This is our last time with the palms coming down. And slowly lift the fingertips towards the sky. And then extend those arms, reach to the sky. We're going to cross those arms, and we're just going to give ourselves a nice little hug, reaching back towards those shoulder blades. Just adjust. If you need to move, move. Breathe. Noticing which arm is on top. And gently extend those arms once again. Cross the other arm in front and wrap those arms back around you. Oh, yes, reach back. Can you find those shoulder blades? Hold on to them. Just relax the neck. Space in that upper back. And gently release, pulling the knees in towards the chest, hands to your shins. Pull the knees in nice and tight and gently rock side to side. As big of a rock as feels good to you. Realigning the pelvis. Oh, nice little massage in that middle and lower back. Let's come back to center. Place that left foot to the mat. Extend your right leg. And we're going to point and flex the foot. Hands can just rest wherever you like. You can reach up if you prefer. Pointing and flexing that foot, feeling that great stretch down the back of that right leg. Little rotation through the ankle. So guys, never feel bad about taking a lazy yoga day. Switch directions. Sometimes, oh my goodness, they are absolutely the best. Okay, now I want you to point your toes, and I want you to roll your big toe to the inside. Do you feel that good stretch all along the outside through the ankle? And then slowly pass it through center and try and bring that pinky toe out. Some workload going on now through that outer ankle. Once again, point and roll the big toe to the inside, stretching all along that peroneal tendon, along the back side of that ankle and down, up through the calf and back through center. Once more time, take that pinky out. Little flex of the foot, but still pointing those toes and back to neutral. Now flex your foot and use the strength of the arms to pull that leg in. So we're working to keep that leg as long as we can and just embrace that big stretch down the back of the leg. Releasing the intensity, crossing that right foot above the left knee. And we're going to open those the arms out to a T and slowly lower both legs to the left, as though you were going to place the right sole of the foot to the mat. Right knee pointing directly towards the sky, and there's this awesome stretch happening throughout that right hip, into the lower back, across and down that IT band. Breathe. Now let's turn and take our gaze out over that right arm. So because we can get a ton of stuff done even laying on our backs. How cool is that? Warm, snuggly blanket over us if you like. A comfy sweatshirt, whatever you need to feel good. And then slowly we lift those legs back to center, gazing towards the center. And then we're going to lower both knees to the right, rolling to the instep of that left foot, and that right foot kind of just above the ankle, resting on the outside of that left knee. And we're going to let those legs be really heavy. So now there's this gentle stretch, this gentle pull all along that left hip, through that outer edge of your quadricep. You might notice this a little bit in your hip flexors, definitely through those obliques on that left side. And we turn and take our gaze out over that left arm and just relax. We bring our gaze back to center and we bring those knees back to center. Now let's cross that right leg all the way up and over the left. If you like, wrapping that right foot around the back of that left calf. If it doesn't want to wrap, guys, just bring it as tightly against your shin as you can and slowly lower both knees to the left once again. So now as we've crossed those knees, really nice stretch for that lower back. Now, if you weren't able to bring your foot behind your calf, lift that left foot, slide it up and over the outer edge of that right foot. And if you're saying to yourself, I can't even tell which foot is which, if it doesn't feel good, guys, don't do it. Placing that left hand to the top of the right knee and turn and take your gaze back over that right arm. So there's a lot of looking back over the arms. That's just going to give you a deeper rotation and a deeper stretch. Really important that you listen to your body, showing it grace and kindness. Always focus on that breath. When's the last time you did a whole yoga session on your back? Probably not very often. Sometimes, guys, yeah, it's exactly what we need. Release that left hand, rolling it back to center, placing that right foot to the mat. Left leg extends, bringing the hands behind that left leg anywhere you like, and we're just going to point and flex the foot. So working to get that left leg just as long as you can get it and feel that great stretch down the back of that left leg. Now we're going to roll the ankle in both directions. Now you remember that good stretch to the outer ankle? Okay, we're going to point those toes. And we're going to roll the big toe inward. Ooh, yeah. So if you are a runner, a skier, a tennis player, anybody who does a lot of lateral movements or requires a lot of strength and mobility through those ankles, great stretch for you. Back to center and then roll it to the outside, still pointing those toes, but a little flex of your foot. So flex through the ankle, but point those toes. And then we roll it back through center, pointing the foot, rolling to the inside. Oh my goodness, that stretch, that outer ankle outside of your foot. And then once again, back to the outside, that little external rotation. Breathe. Those feet and ankles do so much work for us, you guys. Give them a little love. Soften the foot, bring it back to center. Now flex your foot. Breathe and use the strength of your arms to pull that leg in. Again, still working to get that leg as long as we can. Keeping the bend of the knee to a minimum. And breathe. Releasing that left leg, crossing that left foot above the right knee, extending those arms out to a T, and we're going to slowly lower both legs to the right. As though the left sole of the foot, we're going to come to touch. It may or may not touch the floor. It's okay if it doesn't touch the floor. We press that left knee up straight to the sky and feel that great stretch all through that outer hip, into the lower back. What do you feel and where? Is it challenging? Or does it feel pretty amazing? Turn and take your gaze out over that left arm. Really work to let go through that right hip if you can, through that right glute. Your body's going to tense up just because it's wanting to guard and make sure that you stay safe. That's exactly what we want it to do. But then as we stay in our pose, our stretch, we want to relax and let down that guard and surrender in. Slowly bring your gaze back towards the sky, and slowly we roll it back up, knees towards the sky, and then slowly we lower both knees to the left. So we're going to roll to the inside of that, or the arch of that right foot, and we're going to let that left foot just rest on the top or the outside of that right knee. Let your legs be heavy. Turn and take your gaze out over that right arm. Close your eyes and breathe. Slowly we roll it back to center, gazing towards the sky. And we're going to cross that left leg all the way up and over the right. And again, if you can wrap that left foot around the back of that right calf, go for it. Can't quite wrap it, just tuck it as tightly as you can. And then slowly lower both knees to the right. Right hand to the top of that left thigh. If you were not quite able to wrap that foot around the back of your calf, lift that right foot, slide it up and over that outer edge of that left foot. And again, if you're like, I can't tell which leg is which, it's okay. That bottom leg, lift it up, place it over the top foot. Turn and take your gaze out over that left arm. Breathe. Sometimes as we cross and wrap, it is hard to tell which limb is which. I just want you to find that very best place that feels super good to you. What do you feel? Is it the hip, the back? Is it the IT band, the neck? I just want you to feel a release of tension and tightness. And slowly we roll it back to center. Gazing towards the sky, let's draw that left knee in, and then the right. Oh, hands to the shins just below those knees. Let's lift the soles of the feet as though we were going to stand on the ceiling, opening up those knees just a little bit wider than the width of your rib cage, reaching up, taking a hold anywhere along the outside of the leg or the outside edge of your foot, and press your tailbone down towards the mat. Not to the point where you arch that middle back off of the mat, but where you feel each and every vertebra connect to the mat. Now use the strength of the arms to begin to pull those knees down towards the earth. Activating strength in the arms, strength in the core, stretch in the hips, the groin, the glutes, length in the spine. Relax your jaw. Releasing the intensity and just gently rock side to side. You can play with it and let those legs kind of extend out and in. Whatever feels good to you, just play with it. Not so dead bug or super happy baby here. Coming back to center. Release your hands, bring the knees back together, and we're going to cross that right foot up and over the left, so bringing the ankles to touch. And we're going to reach down and we're going to take a hold at those ankles. So rather than taking a hold of the outer edge of your foot, take a hold of the ankles right at the bone, and then we're going to use the strength of the arms to pull those legs in, almost like you're sitting crisscross in easy pose, only we're on our back. Draw those shoulder blades down and away. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Release the intensity. Now guide with that left hand, that right knee up and over the left. And we have the same hold on those ankles. And now those knees are stacked. We pull those feet in. Great stretch for the hip. Releasing the intensity, uncross the legs, and bring that left foot on top of the right. Reach down, take a hold at the ankles, and pull it in. Just bringing those knees in, nestling them in right in towards the chest. Tailbone doesn't have to stay down, it's all good. Find your breath. Make sure that you're not pulling too hard on those ankles. Just a good stretch. Release the intensity. Right hand guides that left leg up, stacking the knees and pulling those feet back in, almost like you're in cow face pose, only we're on our back. Oh, great stretch for that left hip. Heck yeah. Breathe. So lots of activation for those arms when they assist us in these stretches. Can you feel the strength of those arms? Releasing, uncrossing the legs, and once again pull those knees in. We place one foot to the mat, And then the other. Hands down by your sides, palms to the mat. Tuck the pelvis so that the small of the back presses into the mat. And let's slowly begin to press those hips towards the sky, peeling your spine off the mat, one vertebra at a time. Up to bridge pose. Top of bridge pose, we're resting on the back of the shoulders and the back of the head. Gaze is up towards your belly button, squeezing those buns. Exhaling and slowly lowering back down. With your bottom the very last to touch, let's re-engage. Press the small of the back into the mat, press through those heels, and slowly begin to press yourself back up. All the way back up to bridge pose. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those buns. And slowly, gently rolling back out. Bottom the last to touch. Extend your legs out nice and long. And let's lift those feet, walking your feet to the left. So as far to the left as you can, creating this really nice stretch all along the right side of your body. Now we're going to take that right hand and we're going to reach it up and over. Take your left hand, find the right. Right hand takes a hold of that left wrist. And just this beautiful crescent shape all the way down the right side of your body. Hold and breathe. Letting go of resistance, letting down that guard. We release that right hand. We lift the upper body back to center. We lift that right leg and slide it over to the left. Nice wide stance with those legs. Just take a second here. And breathe that openness through the legs, through the hips. Core strong, lift that left leg, move it up and over towards the right. So as far to the right as you can walk those feet and pressing that left hip out just a little bit. Breathe, we take that left hand and we reach it up and over. And then the right, place that right hand in that left. Left hand takes a hold of that right wrist, pressing that left hip. Sit bone down towards the earth. Long, beautiful stretch down that left side. We release that left hand, coming back through to center, lifting that left leg, opening it up nice and wide. Open those arms out to a T, just into a big star. Arms open, legs open wide. Crown of the head towards the top of the mat. And just breathe. We bend that right knee, drawing the sole of the foot along the inside of that left leg, and just let that knee open. We once again extend that right leg out wide, pulling that left sole of the foot along the inside of the right thigh, and let that left knee open. And we pull that right foot in, crossing the legs like we came to easy pose, only we're laying down. Bringing the hands to rest on your hips. Breathe. Core strong, carefully switch so that right foot is behind the left. And just notice the difference in those legs, which one's in front, and the intensity, which one's behind the intensity. This one is much easier for me than when that right leg is in front. And let's slowly close the knees and roll to your side. Just relax. Find your breath. As you're ready, use the strength of your arms to help you come up. And we sit once again in our easy pose. Resting the hands comfortably, closing your eyes. Checking in, sitting up nice and tall. Oh, this gift of mindful movement, my friends, for being gentle. So often we feel that we have to work super, super, super hard and really put rigorous activity to the body. No, sometimes we need love and just gentle movements, mindful breath, and just spend some time giving love. We ask so much of ourselves every day, depleting our resources mentally, physically, emotionally. And sometimes the very best way to replenish is to slow down. I appreciate you spending this time with me. I hope you feel amazing. I hope your body is saying thank you. I say thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of my journey. Let's gently open those eyes. Take a big breath in, reach to the sky. And exhale, pull those hands all the way down to heart center. And I want to thank you. Have an amazing rest of your day. Take care, be well, and until the next time, namaste.